It's the College Football Couch Potato Report with Dan, the fan with the mic, giving you the fan's perspective of this week's best college football games. Got a bowl of snacks to my left, icy cold beverages to my right, and college football on the TV. Let's see where the action takes us this week. Hello, once again, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dan Waters with the College Football Couch Potato Report for Week 8 of the college football season. Boy, this season's really going fast. It's getting exciting, too. You know, this October football, we're at the end of October. Oh, my God. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. So, hello. Welcome. So, Week 8. Where's the action taking us this week, as my opener always suggests? Well, this week, it's the third installment of the Couch Potato Report, but really only the second time we're actually doing the program with talking about college football. So you knew it wasn't going to be long before we got to an SEC game, right? I mean, the SEC is just so much fun to watch these games. Every team in the SEC is just so good. It's not even fair to the rest of the conference. They should just split them up just so it's more fun. But anywho, you know which game we're going to, don't you? The LSU Texas A&M game. This was a really good game. Again, some top 25 ranked teams. A&M is new to the SEC this year, so you know they're looking to perhaps make a few statements. Not just be bullied around as the new guys in town. A huge crowd on hand today at Kyle Stadium. Of course, that's where Texas A&M plays. They're also famous for that 12th man thing, as we all know. We all saw it today, but it's just so cool. That whole 12. I love it. I love it. Oh man, I'm envious of these SEC colleges. Boy, I wish we had some football culture up here in upstate New York. But anywho, let's get into the action. So, A&M actually got out to a pretty good lead in the first quarter. They had 3 field goals in the first quarter, tacked on another field goal early in the second to push the score to 12-0. But then things started to get interesting. Texas A&M started turning the ball over way too much. 2 turnovers in the second quarter led to 2 LSU touchdowns. Of course, the Johnny Manziel interception got turned into a touchdown, and then of course you had the Ben Belena fumble, the fumble that happened inside the last minute. That also led to the very nice Kendron Boone touchdown. Great catch in the end zone. That was just beautiful. It was beautiful. So you know what? LSU capitalizes on the Texas A&M miscues, and that pushed your halftime score to 14-12. Now, coming out into the second. We already did the second quarter, you goon. Okay. Coming into the third quarter, nobody scored. Defenses actually look very, very good in the third quarter. Getting into the fourth quarter now, LSU tacked on another field goal with about 8 minutes left, pushing the score to 17-12. Jeremy Hill, who also had a very good game. He's looking very good for LSU this year. Jeremy Hill then busted that really long touchdown run, pushing the score to 24-12. A&M started to look like they were going to claw back at the end there. You had the Ben Belena touchdown with less than 2 minutes left to push the score to 24-19. LSU then recovers the onside kick, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So Texas A&M, they came close, but to no avail. Now, if there's one thing that really just left a lasting impression on the fans today was that LSU scored 21 of their 24 points off of Texas A&M turnovers. Texas A&M basically just handed them the game. So think about that. I mean, they only scored 24. 21 of them came off of offensive miscues by Texas A&M. So, kudos to LSU for capitalizing on that. Very good program. They're very good. Also for A&M, you know what, guys? Field goals don't win games. Are we right? I mean, we're fans, okay? We're sitting here on our couch. We're not experts, okay? We're not experts by any means. We're sitting here on our couches. I'm enjoying some of my nice snacks, but we all know that field goals don't win games. Texas A&M was held to 4 field goals early on. I think, the fourth one coming early in the second quarter. Imagine if those were touchdowns. Geez, 4 touchdowns. And you know what? It's really just, again, it's kudos to the LSU defense. They really played very, very well today. And despite the dominance, the prowess of the LSU defense, let's just talk about one other thing. Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel. He's a redshirt freshman. He's not an overly tall quarterback, not a big guy by any means. You know that this guy is the SEC's leader in total offense? And going into the game, he was the SEC's leading rusher at the quarterback position. Geez, talk about a dual threat. And honestly, I mean, he had the turnovers. The A&M offense didn't look great today. I still think that's more testament to the LSU defense. But, Johnny Manziel, might have a football player here. He looked pretty good. He looked very good. So, last thing note with this LSU A&M game, LSU defense is really good, and you know what? It looks like Texas A&M might have a football player in their quarterback, Johnny Manziel. Cue the music! And now, as we do, or as we like to do every week, time to go around the country, see what else is tickling our fancies in the college football world this Saturday. As we have to begin with my Marist Red Foxes. Quite the contrast from an SEC battle, isn't it? But Marist took on Drake today. No, not the rapper. Not the rapper. The college. It's in Des Moines, Iowa. Boy, tough loss for the Red Foxes today. This one was a real head scratcher. Marist lost 34-27 in overtime. Their record is now 2-5. What really gets you about this game is Marist led this game 14-3 at the half, and then 27-3 in the third quarter. Okay, you know what that means? I told you the final score is 34-27. You know what that? Marist then gave up 31 unanswered points in the third and fourth quarter. Drake tied it with a touchdown at the end of regulation to push the game to OT. Drake then obviously got the winning touchdown in overtime, pushing your final score again to 34-27. Marist actually had 3 players on their defense have 11 tackles in this game, okay? So you had, between 3 players, you had 33... That's not good. That means your defense is on the field way too much if you have 3 guys with 11 tackles. So, you know, we certainly wish the best to the Red Foxes. Hopefully they can get a couple more wins under their belt. Oh, we shall see what happens. Going out west now, Ohio State beat Purdue today 29-22 in a game that was probably a lot closer than anybody expected. Ohio State won it in overtime, and it looks like the Urban Meyer era is off to a very good start. Ohio State's still undefeated. Unfortunately, though, still can't play for that national championship because of NCAA sanctions with the whole players taking bribes and the tattoo thing, the whole scandal. Hey, if you're a couch potato, you already know what I'm talking about, so we don't have to get too deep into that. Okay, Rutgers beat Temple 35-10. Rutgers is also off to a 7-0 start. We'll see if that program can come back, maybe more to like the 2006 Greg Schiano era. Of course, now Greg Schiano's gone. He's at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we'll see if they can return to that form. Stanford beat California 21-3. A little bit of California bragging rights there now. Florida and South Carolina. This turned into be a pretty interesting game. Florida beat South Carolina 44-11. Mind you, South Carolina was one of the top 10 ranked teams going into this game. That was now South Carolina's second loss. They are now 5-2. And you gotta wonder what happened to South Carolina. I mean, nobody was expecting a 2-loss season out of them, but hey, you know what? That's college football. Sometimes things happen that you just can't explain. Okay, Notre Dame. You know, we talked about Notre Dame, the Notre Dame-Stanford game last week. That was a real nail-biter. Hey, guess what? Notre Dame did it again this week. I swear to God, you know what? Notre Dame this year, they're 7-0, mind you. They're looking great, the best they've looked in years. But you know what? They played BYU today. They won 19-17. You know what? These guys just give you a heart attack every time they play. Can we get a decisive win, please, from Notre Dame? Oh, God. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And then finally, Alabama, top-ranked Alabama, destroyed Tennessee today, 44-13. That Tide continues to roll. Roll Tide. So, yeah, they're looking very, very good. They will undoubtedly preserve that top ranking. And you know what? I mean, who's going to challenge Alabama this year? You know, we're at that point in the season. It's getting towards the end of October. You know, you start to think about December now, about the BCS and everything like that. And, you know, we got some 7-0 teams out there. You know, you got Notre Dame, who's 7-0. I mean... But we'll see what happens with the Irish. I mean, if they keep playing like this, you never know what's going to happen. They got to get a little bit more decisive with these wins. You also have Rutgers at 7-0. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to expect Rutgers to contend. You then have Mississippi State, Kansas State are all still undefeated. And you know, that's not even to mention some of the one-loss other SEC teams that could step up and challenge them. I mean, A&M's looking pretty good. You have Georgia looking pretty good. So who knows? I mean, it's always interesting to see how this plays out this time of year, and we shall see. And so there you have it. Week 8 of the college football season. Some good games there. I mean, a lot of games that probably ended up being a lot closer than we would have expected, but it was fun. It was another great day of college football as we just sat here on our couches. Oh, man. I tell you, the fall is just so much fun for me. Saturdays, noon, couch, and I'm basically sitting here until the last 8 o'clock game ends. So it's a lot of fun for me. Okay, looking ahead to next week. Unfortunately, guys, I will not be here. I will not have the program next week. I actually will be going to a wedding. So, we'll chalk it up to that. It'll be my bye week. Okay, October 27th will be the Couch Potato Report's bye week. Because, all colleges get a bye week to get the 1 week off to sort of rejuvenate and everything like that. So we'll say that's my bye week. The program will be back on the 3rd. That's November 3rd. It'll be week 10. At this point, not looking like there's a ton of great games going on, but hey, it's college football. You never know. Marist is also on a bye. I swear to God, that's just a coincidence. Florida, Missouri will be playing. Texas A&M, Mississippi State. Army, Air Force. Interesting game there. It's always good when those when the armed services meet. Western Michigan versus Central Michigan. God, does Michigan have enough schools? You got Michigan, Michigan State, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan. Oh, man, they got the whole state covered. And they're very creative with their names, too, I might add. Notre Dame will be taking on Pittsburgh, and got to see what the Irish are doing here. 2 weeks in a row, you got nail-biters. You have Oregon, Southern California. And you have you got Alabama, LSU. Epic battle in the SEC. We just talked about LSU in this program. We'll see. You never know. These SEC games are always very, very good. All right, guys, on that note, that'll wrap things up here for Week 8 of the College Football Couch Potato Report. Again, you can follow this program via Twitter under the hashtag CFCouchPotato, standing for College Football Couch Potato. You can sound off on me if you want. I'll preview each week's shows, what I'm going to be talking about, and all that good stuff. So, I certainly thank you for tuning in. Obviously could not do the program without you, the listener. So again, I won't be here next week. The program will be back on November 3rd. We certainly look forward to seeing you here. I'm excited to do it. Again, guys, I'm Dan, the fan with the mic, Dan Waters. Thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you again real soon.